Welcome to Brown's Neighborhood, where Daniel Butchie Brown is the host. Welcome to Brown's Neighborhood again. I'm Daniel Butchie Brown from Brown's Neighborhood Podcast. And I got Dane Suttle here. I'm going to tell you a little bit about him. Dane Suttle's come from Bethune, but I do have to find out what elementary he came from. But after Bethune, he went to a high, back in our day, Fremont was a high-profile high school in the Southern League, if they don't know about Southern League. Dane, but I do want to ask this question. Where did you grow up at in elementary?
Elementary, I was on 67th and Main and San Pedro. I attended 66th Street School on San Pedro, between San Pedro and Avalon. Man,
look here. So evidently, Dane grew up in the neighborhood.
Exactly.
Which we call the community, you know what I'm saying? So it's a lot going on over there. I don't know how he made it, man. But let me ask this question. When did you start playing sports?
I would say I was around 8 or 9 years old. I started playing, believe it or not, baseball.
Baseball?
Yeah, my brothers, I had 3 older brothers, and 2 of them played sports.
Well, what's their name, Dane?
Rest in peace, Curtis Suttle and Bruce Suttle.
Is that right?
They was before me. They taught me everything about sports.
Is that right?
All the credit goes to my brothers and how they instilled a lot in me.
Okay. So, Jane, we had a neighborhood park. Did y'all have a park over there?
Yeah, we had baseball parks, as I was calling them. We had South Park.
Is that right?
I shared with, even played Little League baseball with Casper Ware at that time, which we didn't know
Casper
later.
Played Little League?
Yeah, we didn't later know. We played together on a team called the A's, so it was kind of,
Little League baseball?
Yeah, going way back to Little League.
Wow.
Me and Casper was on the same team. So that was kind of, when we say God puts us in a path for people to know, and then later on, as you know the story,
right.
We'll probably get to.
But that's something the people
a lot of people don't know.
That y'all played baseball
together.
Wow.
On the same team.
Is that right? About how old were you then?
10, 11, Little League.
Is that right?
We wasn't no more than 12. I would say 10, 11. I think that's when Little League starts.
Okay. So you grew up knowing about baseball.
Yeah, baseball was that was the community sport. It wasn't basketball.
Right.
Baseball was the sport that we looked up to.
Yeah.
And understood differently.
Yeah.
Even before basketball.
I just want to say this: baseball was really big in the neighborhood,
in the community, because we had gentlemen who would take their time out and sponsor teams and get the kids off the streets and put them in an environment where it was based on competition.
Wow, no, that's good. That's good. Later on, I want to talk about that. Because I want to be able to help sponsor a team, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, well, now
I'll be doing a little coaching, but I never had the chance to really sponsor a team, you know what I'm saying? So we're going to talk about that later. But now, you get to Bethune. You was at Bethune. You played a little ball at Bethune.
Well, a lot of people don't know my story, but a couple of people do.
Whoa.
That summer going into the 7th grade, I had an accident on a mini bike. At 66th Street School, I broke my ankle in 5 places.
Wow.
The doctor said I wouldn't probably be able to run again. And I didn't go to Bethune as a student. I couldn't carry the cast in my 7th grade course going up and down stairs. So they decided that I'd do home study. So even though I was a product of Bethune, I graduated from Bethune, but I never was able to attend courses and classes with the other students. So that was kind of odd for me.
Is that from 7th through 9th?
7th through 9th. I was out 18 months with the cast. I had to do 12 months with a cast in the small cast. So I didn't play sports for 2 years.
So now, getting ready to go to Fremont.
Yeah.
Ready to attend school now.
Yeah. Right.
Did you know you could play basketball?
Bruce, who they call Boo, you know Graham Harrison and these guys. Kevin Lacey was a close friend of mine. They knew me competing with my brother, who was 2 years older than me. And I was already, when I played against these guys 2 years older than me, I was more advanced. So I can really outplay guys who was 2 years older than me in basketball and equally in baseball. So I had kind of built a legendary status even before I came to Fremont from the neighborhood. From the neighborhood.
So I'm just good in the hood.
No, I would say, looking back, I was gifted.
Is that right?
What I mean by gifted was I could compete, 2 levels up and hold my own or more.
So at that time, you're getting ready to go to the mine.
Yes.
You was already kind of balling in the neighborhood.
Yeah, I was, yeah.
You get there in the 10th grade.
Yeah.
Then it's another young man that's coming from the other side of town that's a 10th grader too.
Right.
And he supposed to have some skills, but he was playing, named Casper Ware.
No, he had real skills, right? Like I had told you early on, I spoke about that we had played Little League, and I had competed against him in AAU when he was at Drew. We hadn't got to Fremont yet.
Right.
So he was a dynamic player in what I would call middle school level.
Right.
But I would play for a team called the Celtics, which was sponsored by a man named Chuck Moore.
Okay.
You got to look Chuck Moore up, Earl Brown. These are the guys that was the top coaches in the community that you're talking about, South Central Los Angeles.
So let's talk about this. You wasn't really coached through middle school.
Well, I had a coach, Holly Ross, at Bethune that I would go over there and play because my house was so close. He went to Grambling.
Okay.
And he played with Willis Reed. Holly Ross did teach me some things.
Skills, okay.
Holly Ross.
I was going to wonder.
Yeah, he played guard at Grambling, at Bethune.
Okay.
But my gift came in the backyard.
Okay.
Okay, I shot in cups with aluminum foil. I played imaginary basketball. I shot in trash cans. I just shot basketball, trash cans, cups in the house. So I had a unique way of being able to understand a small rim, a small hole, and a big hole, which is a trash can and a cup. My mother said, which they called me Onion. My mother said, well, why are you shooting the cup? I said, I'm working on my shot. You know what I mean? So I had some different, what kind
of cup?
Just a drinking cup. And I would ball up aluminum foil, right?
Yeah.
And act as Jerry West and some of the guys. And I would shoot in the cup.
Right.
But what it found, I had great eye coordination.
Okay.
As a little youngster.
Okay.
But going back to Fremont, as you say, nobody knew who I was besides the players that played.
So were you good in education in middle? Even though you was homeschooled.
I would say this. Growing up, I think what everybody says, I think I had the best mother and father.
Okay.
I was the youngest of 4 boys. My mama and father, I don't want to say spoiled me, but I had...
Well, you were spoiled.
Well, if you take Sam Watson, the boxing promoter, they said my family had a lot, which we didn't have no more than nobody else. But kids would always come...
Why would they say you had a lot?
Because we may have more than some other kids on the block.
Okay. So I want to know this. What kind of job did your father have?
My father worked at Weber's Bread right there on Slauson and Avalon.
Okay, I know where that is.
And my mother was a social worker for the county of Los Angeles.
So you had one advantage. You had a mama and daddy in the house.
Did.
Don't get me wrong. I did too.
That wasn't an advantage.
That's an advantage. 2, did they have an education coming up?
My mother was she worked for the mayor's office. She graduated at 16 at Jeff. My father didn't have much of an education coming from Birmingham. My parents was from Birmingham, but my mother was very smart.
Okay.
So
She had a little bit of education.
She can write well and,
Okay.
and take notes.
That's a big help. You know what I'm saying?
For me, I was always pushed
Right.
To do the right thing, not so much make A's and B's.
So let me say this. How did you prevent from getting in a gang because you were surrounded by it?
That's a tough question. I can't go back to 6th, 7th grade where I found myself running with the wrong people also, just like a lot of...
So tell me about that.
Well, my block was what I would say, a lot of young guys, we were same age, some older, that you would latch on to.
Mm-hmm.
And I latched on to a friend of mine who he's living now named Vuzzy, Samuel. And we took some money from a gentleman down the street. Now, this is 6th grade, going before I went to Bethune, and took about $20 or $15, but the police came.
But you taking somebody money in the 6th grade.
I had a blue bomber. I wore a blue bomber. You know, the blue bombers came out. That recognized you as somebody affiliated. I'm not a gangbanger.
But you just had the bomber.
But I wanted to feel like back in that day, a family environment or somebody care about me outside of my own family.
Right.
Now, when they say they care about you, you take what I would call back then a risk. And I even participated in taking this money, and what happened was I was sent to juvenile hall. Now,
who was sent to juvenile?
I was in the 6th grade.
What?
Yeah, well, you hear we on the mic, right?
How could you be in the 6th grade?
And they came and they put me in handcuffs.
What?
Walked me out of my house, right? And took me down to juvenile hall. Now, for me, that was awakening.
Right. So I just want people to know, a lot of times they hear something like this and a guy just go on down the wrong road.
Right.
You wasn't really no bad kid. You just was hanging with the crowd.
I was just doing something that older guys would do to feel what I would call connected. And not only that, right, to show authority over another person. Mm-hmm. And that wasn't how I was raised. It was something that I latched on to. My mother and daddy was so surprised that I participated in that, what I would call a devious act.
Right. So I'm just saying, young men, somebody might see it, that you can make that change. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah. Like when you look at life, and me being a guy that was involved in sports, you can get misled easy, or you become what I call superficial. Right. At that time, I wasn't superficial, but I didn't know who I was. Okay. As far as, what my future lies. So
how long did you do in juvenile?
Oh, no, they came and got me that night, but,
you went, but they came and got you.
I didn't take the shower. I didn't go through that process, but I did experience a setback.
Right.
Of it can be taken.
Mom and dad said, I'm going to get my baby.
Yeah, but what I found out that, like you say, a lot of people continue down that road. I knew what my goals was, even as a young guy. I wanted to play professional sports.
Okay. So now you get over here.
Yeah.
To Fremont.
Yes.
Who was the coach? How did you...
It was a coach named Mr. Burns, who was the wrestling coach. I went to Fremont for Coach Dave Yanai. You heard of him? He was a Japanese descent. He was one of the greatest coaches in Fremont in basketball. He won the city championship in '76. I don't know if he won 1 or 2. I used to see Fremont guys come up to Bethune and practice, and I wanted to be like Johnny Daniels. I wanted to be like Melvin Lewis. I wanted to be like Myrie Ryan. You heard of these names. Yeah. And Johnny Washington and Curtis Rowe. Even I knew Curtis Rowe went there, who went on to be in the NBA. Right. Out of UCLA. So I knew about Curtis Rowe going to Fremont and Ricky Bell. Mm-hmm. And I wanted to be a Fremont guy. Wow. I didn't know if I was going to surpass,
what they have done.
What a lot of people have done, only being 1 or 3 Fremont players to ever play in the NBA. Right. I do take that to heart.
No, man, that's a hell of an achievement.
Now, going in, they didn't know who I was based off coming from Bethune, bad ankle. I'm on JV.
You on J? Who was coaching JB?
Sam Suttle.
So Sam
That
was
his
the
first
JV.
year JV coach.
First year
He was
JV.
very young. And I do want to say this, after looking back on it, Sam can listen or not. I don't think he tried to promote me to varsity, because every day I was really excelling against varsity. But him being a JV coach,
He wanted you to stay with him.
well, a ticket is a ticket.
Yeah.
A meal ticket
I
is a
want to keep
meal
my
ticket.
meal. So he wasn't trying to promote you, to varsity.
What sense would it make if I'm not playing for him?
Then he might be losing.
And we got a temporary interim coach. He wasn't a coach, never coached basketball in his life, Coach Burns. That's why I forgave him.
Okay.
I averaged 27 points in JV.
27 a game?
In JV.
10th grade?
Yeah, JV though. But
Nah, man, I don't care what grade you
but
in.
Still, I was just showing them, but there was a lot of dynamics going on right there.
10th grader.
10th grader.
So your guy, Casper Ware, was on varsity.
Yes.
And I know you were saying I need to be on varsity.
Well, I never compared myself to anyone.
Not in him, but
I was happy for him because I know next year.
Oh, you knew you was going to be on varsity next year?
Well, I mean, who we kidding, right? So
you didn't think you was going to be JV in the left?
No, because I got moved up on varsity in the playoffs.
Oh, they moved you up.
And we played against Dan Day. You remember Dan?
I remember Dan Day.
NBA player.
NBA player.
Played him in a playoff game.
What Dan was that?
That was 70. That was
what
77.
school was he playing for?
Kennedy High School.
Oh, Dan was at Kennedy?
Dan went to the Valley.
Wow.
They beat us in the first round.
Okay.
And at halftime, Sam said he was going to try to talk Coach Burns into getting me in. I was really disappointed that I didn't play in that game.
You could have did something.
Well, yeah, you know the story after that. Well, you know the story.
Yeah. But, so now it's time to go to the 11th grade.
That's it.
Right?
Yeah, right.
It's basketball season.
Yep.
Dane is trying out for the varsity team.
Yeah.
Or was you already on the varsity team?
Well, Sam became the head coach.
Oh, now Sam's the head coach.
Now, how did he get it? I think he deserved it because Burns didn't have a clue of basketball. Sam was young. So my first year of varsity was Sam's first year of varsity. Now, Casper hadn't got coached by Sam. And now Sam is the head coach. And now Mike Ware was still there, Casper's brother.
So Mike was still in the game.
Mike was a phenomenal player. So now Sam paired me and Casper and Mike in the backcourt.
Okay.
With also fellow Drew, Carlin Johnson.
Yeah. How good was that team?
My junior team was better than my senior team, I think, based on chemistry.
Is that right?
We went farther. We went all the way to the semifinals.
In the junior?
As a junior. We played at the sports arena.
Were you in the game?
Man, I was leading scorer in the city as a junior.
What?
Yep, 33 points a game.
Dane Suttle?
As a junior.
As a junior, you was averaging 33 a game?
33 a game. Didn't play varsity basketball.
So maybe you supposed to be on that varsity team at the 10th.
Who we kidding, right?
But that's how it go. Oh, man, that's something, man.
Yeah.
So let me just ask this question. At that time, as a junior, because I think y'all might have went to the sports arena or something.
Semifinals.
Did you have any idea that I might could make this a career? I might could make it to the pros?
Yeah, once I looked at, like you say, the Southern League, right? If you take the Southern League, back then in Los Angeles, I can speak about that versus CIF. You know, they got their teams, but the city of Los Angeles Southern League was the toughest league in Los Angeles. So I looked at myself as an 11th grader, not that I went to score points, but here I am, #1 scoring champ as a junior.
You had a good jumper?
Well,
man, did you have a good jump shot?
I put it this way, right?
Or were you going to the hole?
I put it this way. I was a scorer. Like I had enough ammunition, right? That I mean, if you go to a fight, I got enough to kill a lot of people. So, I mean, it was like, for me, it was like a video game. I could score so many points.
So in 11th grade,
Yeah.
you got 12th graders playing.
Yeah.
Who was the high scoring man on the team?
On our team or the city? I was the high score player in the city.
Is that right?
In Los Angeles City basketball, Southern League, the whole city, as a junior.
So you really was good.
Well,
Man, look here, man. Look, listen to me. Listen, not looking at me. You were good. What do you mean, well, you the highest scoring man in the city?
and what a lot of people, I don't like to brag on myself,
Ain't
but
nobody
it wasn't.
said brag. I just want you to tell the truth.
I was the lead scorer in Los Angeles City High School basketball.
So does that mean you good or what?
That means you're exceptional. I would use that word exceptional in the fact that I scored more points than anybody else, but I played the game for competition. Now, there was a lot of great players out there. Michael Lloyd, Michael Johnson, Darren Day. So it was a lot of top players in the city.
Mm-hmm.
But when it come to scoring the basketball, I was one of the top scorers probably in 2 years of varsity basketball in Los Angeles, because I averaged 29.9 as a junior. So 2 years of varsity basketball, my average was 30. And then on side of me, the great Casper Ware averaged 26. So no other backcourt has ever averaged 60 points between them, besides me and Casper Ware in Los Angeles basketball history. And we didn't win a championship, but that's another story. It was a lot of politics back then. I don't want to go that deep today.
Right.
I fouled out of 2 games in high school, and they happened to be against Crenshaw. So, you can add that up, right?
Oh, man, this is real interesting, man. High school basketball, when them games, was the gym crowded?
It was packed top to bottom. And, I mean, it was an atmosphere that it was electric. It was electric because basically what me and Casper Ware did was, if you want to put it in terms, I would always tell people we was rock stars. And when you're a rock star in a sport, that means people follow you wherever you go.
Yeah.
And we had a following at Fremont basketball at that time based on what me and Casper was doing in the newspaper back then.
Mm-hmm.
And also reaching sometime to maybe, I would say, the sports channel.
Hey, man, look here. Bob was on this show. He was in the 10th grade. He talking about, I hadn't played, but they moved me up. So did he ever sit on the bench?
Yeah, Bobby Watson.
At any time?
I think he got moved up maybe the year after I left. I think he was 2 years under
Did
me.
he ever sit on that bench when you was in the 12th grade?
I can't
You can't
recall.
remember. You wasn't looking that deep down.
I think he was on JV, but I don't know if he got called up. He could have. I'd rather give him the positive than the negative.
I want to say this. He loved you and Cass for some
But I
reason.
love Bob.
Yeah,
Bobby,
yeah.
no, we it's what you say, friendships, relationships.
Yeah.
But that's what that life is all about.
Yeah,
is the people you meet along the way.
Yes, sir. Man.
Like I met you, and you never forget a face, you never forget a meal.
Yeah.
What I got, you got.
Yeah.
And we all in this together.
Man, so now, as you out here and you're balling, what colleges was looking at you?
Oregon State. I mean, I got over 100, letters and maybe 25 offers, but the most of the ones that really nailed in on me was Oregon State and Cincinnati. Now, Cincinnati was on probation based on, what they do now, financially play players.
Mm-hmm.
So I was a little afraid to go to Cincinnati based on the probation one year. Oregon State, I took a trip. Former Fremont player was up there at Oregon State named Dwayne Allen.
Mm-hmm.
Dwayne Allen was on the 76 championship Fremont team. So I had a connection to Dwayne when I took my visit up there. But I didn't like Corvallis, Oregon. It was just too many trees. I'm a city boy. It just was like a dreary atmosphere. And I end up somehow going to Pepperdine, kind of like based on last minute recruitment.
Mm-hmm.
And that started another legacy for me.
Is that right?
Yeah, I really took my career off.
So,
even more than Fremont. Pepperdine was
So
more,
when you stepped into Pepperdine,
yeah,
freshman,
yeah,
did you get any playing time?
not much.
Not much as a
I
freshman.
played 20 games out of 30, sat 10 games without even getting a second.
What? So
It was two guards in front of me. One of them had got drafted in the NBA named Ricardo Brown. Then the other guard went to the Detroit Pistons, Tony Fuller. They were seniors. So as I walked in, I had to wait. I had to wait my turn, but I knew who I was and what I can do.
Is that right?
Yeah.
So in high school, graduating,
Yeah.
you had the grades to go on up there?
Well, let's put it like that. The SAT wasn't implemented then.
Mm-hmm.
I had a counselor, Miss Johnson, if you remember at Fremont. She said, regardless of, my academics, they're pretty fair, dang, but you're going to college because you got an opportunity to get out of the community and go somewhere in life. And Miss Johnson was very instrumental to me. That was Mr. Douglas' wife, a math, algebra teacher, Mr. Douglas. So Miss Johnson took care of my grades in a way that she made sure I had everything, what they say, the T's crossed and the I's dotted to get into college. And that was one of the greatest days of my parents' life that I was able
Is that
to
right?
get a full ride.
They was very
to
happy.
D1.
Very happy.
Well, they was more important to me than watching my mother and father watch me play at Pepperdine
Is that
than
right?
anything else. I mean, for me, it gave me an extra edge.
Wow.
That I can come from Malibu, California to Los Angeles over the weekend, spend times with friends like Jimmy Davis and yourself, and still have that roots of LA that I can take back to college and still keep that mental edge over the rest of the players.
So now you're going into your sophomore year.
Right.
Did you see the court?
I saw the court based on one scenario. If I play point guard, I can start. If I didn't play point guard, I would have to come off the bench. Now, this was a different dynamic for me because I never played point guard. Never had to put the team in the offense. I was always the offense. So now I go to point guard, which I had to take back on scoring in order for us to win. And we won a league championship my sophomore year. And I thought I could see myself thriving kind of after my sophomore year. Yeah.
So did you go back to the shooting guard, or you stayed at the
My
point?
junior year was, I think, my best team. We went undefeated against John Stockton, who went on was a Hall of Fame basketball player. My junior year, I made all league, and we beat Quinn Daly at the time. I don't know if anybody remember Quinn Daly. He was the Michael Jordan coming out in 1979 high school. Quinn Daly was the baddest dude that was in the country. We overtook them my junior year. We went in the first round. We beat Pittsburgh, and I lost in the second round to A.C. Green, who used to play for the Lakers. Oregon State, the team that I was supposed to go to, beat me my junior year. Now, my senior year, I goes to shooting guard.
So now you get back off the ball.
I get back to my familiar surroundings. Now, what made this kind of cut through a lot of chase, after 8 games, I was third in the country in scoring, 28.8.
After 8 games?
After 8 games.
And
my coach was Jim Harris, the famous coach of UCLA Championship 95. He was my coach. He told me I was scoring too many points after 8 games. And I said,
what? You scoring too many points?
He wanted more of a balanced attack. So throughout my college career, I love Jim Harris today, right? He didn't want no stars. I don't know if he was selfish or what.
He didn't want no stars.
He didn't want no stars. He told me I want balance. Now, me coming out of Fremont, in the neighborhood I come from, we wanted it all. We didn't believe in a limitation based on the watch rides, based on society across the country and how we was treated as, I would say, as a Black person first, and as a Black athlete, going to a Christian school like Pepperdine, for me, I didn't understand what do you mean by it's no stars. A star is a star, doesn't matter if the coach slow you down or if the coach try to slow you down. But that's what I was faced with. Do I pull back for my stardom versus the team success? And, of course, I wanted team success. That's why I think in the long run, you go back to
So
my
that you
senior-
stop scoring.
No, I seventh in the country. I still average 24, 25 points a game, D1. And the most proud thing besides winning, for me, was I shot for a career. And listen closely, 53.6. You can go back, any college player that played basketball, that played the guard position, you ain't gonna find but maybe a handful that ever shot 53
Points.
for a career percentage.
Wow.
That mean I make over half my shots.
Wow. Boy, you was pretty damn good. Boy, you was pretty good. Boy, man. Well, I thank God I got to know a man like you. You know what I'm saying? Growing up and you making it. Now you doing all this in college. Did you graduate?
Yeah, I graduated, but I went back to graduate.
Went back to graduate from Pepperdine.
Yeah, after I saw that my career was in a fluctuation, and the NBA, I do want to speak about that because I did play I played for 3 coaches within 2 years.
In the NBA.
In the NBA. Cotton Fitzsimmons, who's passed away, who's a Hall of Fame coach, kept me. He left. They brought in Jack McKennedy. You may remember him. He was the Lakers coach, the one that had the bike accident. And Paul Westhead took over with Magic now. But now McKinney was the one built the Lakers. He kept me. Now they get rid of him based off that accident. And Phil Johnson comes in. This is where the politics come in. Now I'm in my second year in the NBA, shooting 50%. 50% in the NBA, and I get released based because the coach don't like me as a person for whatever reason. The first day I met Phil Johnson, he had just come from the Utah Jazz. I'll never forget this man because what this man did was he shattered my dream of what I would call, I think eventually would have been an all-star career in the NBA based on whatever reason. Through God, maybe it wasn't meant, but here go a coach that I made the team previously with 2 coaches and one a Hall of Famer. You're not a Hall of Fame coach, and you let me go based on you wanted to make a change, and I was low on the salary of course. Back then, my salary was lower than players like Reggie Theus, Larry Drew, Mike Woodson, who's a friend of mine. But as far as the performance on the court, I was just as good as any of them players, and they knew it. But through what my college, how low I got drafted, 7th round, I didn't get a guaranteed contract coming out of college. It made my struggle tougher. I was used to the struggle from the neighborhood. Never played for money. Always played for the love of the sport.
Love of the game.
They could never take that away from me.
Wow. So altogether, how many years did you spend in the NBA?
Over a year and a half, close to 2 years.
Okay.
They got me in that January of that year before your contract becomes fully guaranteed.
Right.
The second year, right in the January, that's where the money becomes guaranteed. And then with the coaching change late December, he released me without a cause. Without a cause, not based on performance. Not based on performance.
Wow.
The people in Kansas City love me. They still love me today.
Wow.
I get 26 and a half against Detroit. I get 20 and a quarter against George Gervin. I mean, I'm scoring 20-some points, when I get my opportunity. And then they put me back at the end of the bench. Because in sports, I'm going to tell people this today. Based on your salary has a lot to do with how much playing time you get.
Is that right?
People don't, I don't care how much. You could take a guy now, change the sports, Michael Conforto on the Dodgers. $17 million he get paid, he bat 186. Well, they're not going to bench him. So when I was on the Kings, Larry Drew made $500,000, Reggie Theus $600,000. I make $100,000. So who you think they're going to play? $1 million player or $100,000 player? It doesn't make economic sense to the general manager or the coach. I got caught up in a financial situation and a change of coaches that sent my career in a different direction. But you know what? Life wasn't over.
Life wasn't over.
You understand? You just can't, things you can't control in life, sports, life, or anything. Some things are out of your control. What you can do, right, is bounce back with adversity.
Yes, sir.
And I always had that from my mother and father, that regardless if you get knocked down,
you get back up.
you got to get back up, Butch.
That's right. That's right. Man. And you done got up, man.
Well,
Over and over. Are you here?
well, I can say this. I do have a testimony that, I can go over all the players I trained. We'll be here forever. I traveled with the French national team in 2004 with Tyreek Abdul-Wahab.
Did you ever go overseas and play?
Played in Australia. And I played professional. I averaged 33 points in Australia in the top league. I only played 1 year there, and they voted me out the next year based on they signed me too late. And after that, I went and played in some more professional leagues and coached in the ABA. Worked with James Harden as a player, and, Mario Bennett, Nick Van Exel, and so on and so on. I've touched lives from here to France internationally with the French team, Tony Parker and Tyreek Abdul-Wahab. I was over in France. I've traveled the world with basketball right out of South Central.
Out of South Central, man.
That's what,
Well, look here. I'm going to just say this. I want to say this, man. You're a neighborhood hero. You're a legend in the neighborhood because ain't too many people have done what you done. And through the adversities of, I don't know how old you were, you broke your ankle in 5 places.
Yeah. Eric Davis didn't even know that until, he knew what I went on and done after that.
Right.
That was so remarkable because I didn't ever know if I was going to run again. Just think if I didn't break my ankle, which that's hindsight.
Yeah.
But one thing I can tell you, right? If you believe in Jesus, let me tell you this. I had cancer 3 years ago. I was almost out of here, and God saved me to probably, to touch lives like you.
Yes, sir.
To get back on the mic and tell people whatever you down with, if you trust in Jesus,
man,
you'll see a brighter day the next day. I had multiple myeloma cancer, and I had weeks to live. And here I am 3 years later, involved in the community again in recreation parks, umpiring, refereeing, and trying to help players get to different colleges.
Wow.
Trying to inspire them. But I'm not the same person I was once before.
That's right.
God has come in and made me, what I would say, submit to my wrongdoings, things that, that you think you get by with, but he sees it. And you have to straighten your life out because life do end.
Right.
So now that I know why I had all that success, it was also to see, with the NCAA tournament, missing them big important free throws, and Jim Valvano went on and won it. And I was significant in missing some critical shots. And the things I did the night before, I'm very ashamed of before that championship game. But, I don't have to go in detail, but I wasn't proud of, the night before.
Right.
So I can live to tell it. I had a gambling addiction. I think they would consider it an addiction for 30 years. I wasn't a perfect man, but I can tell you what, I had a fantastic life. And I had love throughout my life. And I got a beautiful wife now.
Man.
I got 4 granddaughters, 2 daughters and a son. And
So who is this lady that you married?
Lori Bradley at the time went to Fremont with us. She was a cheerleader at Fremont. She graduated in 1980.
So you went back.
We reconnected. With a Pathfinder.
Wait, what's a Pathfinder? You always a Pathfinder.
You was always a Pathfinder.
Yes, sir.
And ironically, she went with Jimmy Davis in high school, but Jim was my friend who, you know a lot about Eric Davis. Hopefully you can get Eric Davis on and the great Cincinnati Reds. So these are friends of mine that had to accept that me and Lori got together later in life.
Wow.
And a lot of people see us from Fremont alumni. They're like, wow, how did they get together? Well, life has its way. God, God put you together.
Yeah.
He got us here today.
Yeah. And that's your wife.
That's my wife. Yeah, she's in my corner.
100%.
Man, I was sick. I was in a wheelchair. I couldn't walk. in a wheelchair.
And she had your back.
She had my back. I was deteriorating. She prayed with me. She put ointment on me. And she stayed there when I was at my lowest point.
Wow.
You hear what I'm saying?
Yes,
a Fremont
sir.
girl.
Yeah.
And
Man. Man, you blessed, man.
that's I mean,
You blessed.
what and I can come back and tell people, regardless of what you go through,
Yeah.
regardless how much success you get, a lot of success, a lot of money, or not a lot of money, or just success,
Yes.
it's a lot come with it. It ain't what.
So how did y'all get back together?
I just kind of kept reaching out. I was working at Northridge as a weight strength coach, and you know I was still pro. And she had been through her marriage, and we just kind of reconnect about, I would say 8-10 years ago, right when a lot of things came in my life through cancer, losing my brothers and siblings. And it was just a time. Now here I am, right? And it's like coming here today, it seems like a dream to see you.
Wow.
Going back to our days, and,
Yeah.
living in God's world, and we don't have no choice if we live today or tomorrow, Butch. But
That's
you know what? We're here.
We're here, man. I'm glad you made time for me. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people, by you speaking today, they got to learn something about you
Oh yeah, and my journey.
in your journey.
And my journey was a journey it started from the neighborhood.
From
like
the
you said,
neighborhood,
what you're
man.
doing to help people
Yeah.
and enlighten young people. It is a light at the end of the tunnel, regardless of what community you come from, and embrace your community. I never not embraced my community. If at Pepperdine or whatever, I was proud of Fremont. If I got to the NBA, Kansas City Kings, I still love Fremont.
Right.
That was a foundation. Bethune, Fremont, and 66 was a foundation for the platform for us to succeed.
Yes.
And,
yes.
and the neighborhood is what
Man,
I would
I'm
call.
just saying a lot
I'm
of
so
people that
thankful.
went to 66 gonna see you, gonna be like, man, I know him. You know what I'm saying? Because the little folks don't never get seen. You know what I'm
Oh
saying?
yeah. You have to sometimes
And so-
but little people are important on other people getting to their success
Yeah,
because
exactly.
even though they didn't get the opportunity, they shared the ride with you.
Yeah.
It's the ones that turn their back on the communities that get somewhere. And now, but even when I was going through the midst of success, I never forgot the community. I was proud of Fremont. I was proud of my friends. I always had Jim, them up at Pepperdine. And for me, I just lived both lives. I live,
Well, man, one of the things I want to say is keep God in your life, because right now, as we always say, we get a second chance at life.
Yeah, we moving.
You know what I'm saying?
Just by being on here today, me and you, I saw you at the Drew League, we connected, saw Bill Steele. It brought a spiritual revelation. I did talk to the Drew League 2 years ago about my experience and what God has done for me to change my life.
Right.
And to what they would say, I'm in the new.
Right.
I'm in the new, and I'm touching things I never would thought. Never thought I'd be umpiring. And I was at the Dodger game last night, watching the Reds, watching 44, Eric Davis number, L.A. De La Cruz. I'm just everywhere, just promoting Jesus.
Man, promoting. And I just want to say one thing: we have to learn to support each other.
That's it, Butch.
A lot of us coming out of the neighborhood, we still got to learn to support each other. So, whatever you doing, I want to be able to help.
Oh man, we here. Like I say, sports is my life.
Yeah.
I think God put me here for sports because everything I've got out of life, if it's just a smile on a person's face, it came through sports.
Yeah.
So I have been a coach at all levels. I'm going to continue to coach, even if I'm refereeing an umpire.
Well, that's what I want young kids to understand. Now, this is a man that done worked his way through high school, done went to college, made it into the NBA, and now he's a referee and an umpire. Some young folk, you can make that a career.
That right now, get in touch with me through you.
Yeah.
I'm 64.
Yeah.
They looking for umpires.
Wow.
Them was job opportunities, right? And not only that, it can lead you to maybe coaching umpiring in
And
high
that's what
school,
young
college.
folks, yeah.
It's just another business opportunity for people, but doing a community service.
And this is some of the things I want to be known through the Browns Neighborhood Podcast. That's just a nugget of somebody saying, hey, if I can't make it as a pro, I might can referee. Michael Houston's a referee.
Yeah,
you
Mike
know
is
what
a
I'm
good
saying?
friend of mine.
Yeah,
Yes, yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
But what you do is a platform for other people.
Yeah.
These guys right in the neighborhood has become major league umpires,
Yeah.
professional basketball referees.
Yes. Yes.
So even if you don't make it in sport, you can make it in life.
Mm-hmm.
It's opportunity. But you got to have a faith
Right.
that I can do this and not be afraid.
Mm-hmm.
You understand?
Right.
I command you to be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid.
Mm.
You understand Joshua 1:9?
Wow.
Because the Lord is with you wherever you go.
Wherever
so
you go.
you can't be afraid of success. Go get it.
Listen, you can't be afraid of success.
You can't be afraid of it because you get one shot at this.
Wow.
And you only get one
Man,
shot at it.
boy.
But it's been a pleasure, Butch.
Man, thank you, man, so much, Dane Suttle, man. Thank you. Believe me, you coming on here is not only a blessing to me to hear it.
Oh, yeah, but it was meant to be because you have a platform, the podcast. It reaches people.
Mm-hmm.
And people need to know, right?
Yes, sir. Yes,
that
sir.
regardless of what you're going through, and I went through cancer, forget the NBA.
Right.
What God has let me do to stay here and be able to see the eyes and the smile from you, that life have a lot to offer to you. So people, whoever listening, regardless how bad it is, God wakes you up the next morning.
Yeah.
He's the first.
Man, I want to be able to put something together that we can give back to the community, something, you know what I'm saying? So, man.
If it's just a camp, I'm willing to give a basketball camp if it's shooting the basketball or just coming together. I've done work at Green Meadows, umpiring. I do work at Baldwin Hills. All around the city, it's a place for these kids to recognize people that come from the community outside of myself that can influence them to know that wherever you come from, you can get there. Right. And what I mean by getting there, experiencing different things in life, knowing that it ain't what you have, it's what you can get.
Right.
And if you have the willingness to work hard and have faith in yourself, you can achieve a lot of things out of life.
And that's what they need to know, that they can achieve something.
That's it.
A lot of these people just, some of them don't have the faith and the hope.
Yeah, the ambition is gone. The dream is lost, but you have to create your own dreams in life.
Wow.
And if you could, that's what I did. I just dreamed about being a pro. I met Muhammad Ali. I hung out with Will Chamberlain. I played against Kareem. That was a dream of mine.
That was a dream.
Being friendships with Jerry West. And,
right.
I was instrumental in bringing Kawhi Leonard here, even though I didn't get no financial status from the Clippers. It doesn't matter to me because God saved my life.
Wow.
But I have to put that out there because I've met so many people through life. I'm still changing lives of others. And it ain't based on money. It's based on you just doing something in a positive way.
And man, coming on here, you're going to change somebody like us. Somebody
If it's just one, but
if it's just one, man.
We did it.
Hey.
It's been a pleasure.
If it's just one. And that's what Brown Neighborhood Podcast is about. Changing somebody's life and also making sure they know that God is real.
Oh, man.
You know what I'm saying?
We're a living witness.
Living witness. So, man, we going to get out of here.
Oh, man, it's been a blessing today.
Man, it's a blessing to have you because there's other guys, like I said, we know some of them reach a certain pinnacle. Eric Davis would love to have you here. Dino Smiley, I'm reaching out to you, too. All you guys got a lot of power and influences.
Yeah.
And we have to pull together to do something special.
Right. Form a committee.
Yeah.
Or form a team that can execute resources. We can go out and get resources and be able to help the community.
Because, Eric, I remember, man, I'm looking at you in the 12th grade. Y'all don't know who y'all was playing. It was 2 outs. You was up to bat. He ended up being, getting on base. He stole second and third. He stole home too. I said, boy, this is a bad man here,
That's
man.
right. Yeah, the ED, the great Derek Davis,
The great
Cincinnati
Derek
Reds
Davis,
Hall of Fame.
Yeah, out of Fremont High School. And that's another pro out of Fremont.
Another pro.
Man,
And
Fred
we can go
Small,
on. Fred Small. Not only that you said that before I go, Fred Small was what I would call, I was his mentor. He grew up on the same street I did.
Wow.
67th.
Is that right?
In Maine and San Pedro.
And we don't
knew his grandmama.
Yeah.
I got so many names for you that we can't
and
get
we
to.
want to always keep people name relevant because we don't want nobody to be forgotten.
David Folger.
Fred
Small passed away, but Pittsburgh Steel.
Yeah. Man, I mean, a lot of great men have come out of that community in the neighborhood. So we want to say, God, thank you for the podcast.
Yes, sir.
Because if it wasn't for the podcast, some of this stuff wouldn't be heard.
Wouldn't be out there.
You know what I'm saying?
And I'm glad to be able to bring on some of my past history.
Thank you so much, Dane Suttle, for coming on. And thank you, God, for giving us another chance. Until next time, God bless.